Hello, hi, welcome back. This is the video that almost did not happen because it has been so blazing hot. I just couldn't muster the strength. But anyways, let's go. Hello, this is Rafa. Welcome to another page in my homesteading diary. There's been a lot going on in the garden lately. I almost killed the entire garden, and I'll talk about it. I'm going to take you on a little tour to get you caught up on what's going on in the garden. This is August, almost the end of August actually, Zone 8A, somewhere in Georgia. Well, I've heard several people mention all the time, before you apply any products to your garden, test it in a small area first. Well, that was thing one that I did not adhere to. Things were not broken, and I tried to fix it. My garden was lush, thriving, vibrant, producing, and something in my head said, treat it for caterpillars and slugs and worms, even though at the time I saw no evidence of those things. So I got out my trusty BT, and there are two kinds, a concentrated kind and a kind that's already been diluted. What did I use? I used the concentrated one. The one that you hook up to the end of your garden hose and it dilutes as it sprays. I poured that into a spray bottle full strength and added just a tiny bit of water. And the next day I came out and everything was brown and crispy. The bacteria that the BT is made of, I can't call the name, I'll post it up here. But anyways, the bacteria that it's made out of is aggressive and it needs to be diluted. It immediately dried, it sucked the life out of everything. And I was not really devastated, but stunned. And so I went 2 days later after I got used to the damage, and I went and heavily pruned everything. And things look nice now, although it's kind of skimpy. So I'm going to show you the current state of affairs. I apologize, I did not record when it was looking at its worst. But I'll show you how everything's recovering. So let's walk and talk. So, as you could see, I have corn coming along, and it's doing nicely. Thank the good Lord I did not spray these. I have some beans growing up in here. What do I have? I have a stringless blue lake pole bean growing up here. You know, they talk about the trio of corn, pole beans, and squash growing together. The three of them are supposed to benefit each other. So I don't have squash in this container, but I do have the pole beans to grow up on the stalks. I was concerned, it was my first time growing corn, and if you have not grown corn before, what I noticed was that they were all very floppy like this. And I was concerned, but as they are getting taller, getting bigger, the stalk is strengthening and they're starting to be more upright. At one point, they were all practically laying on the ground. I didn't know if that was normal or not. Moving along, what kind of corn do I have? I have several varieties and I have them planted way too close together, so who knows what they're actually going to taste like. But I have a golden bantam 8-row. I have a triple crown bicolor, that's a hybrid. I have country gentleman, and I have early sun glow. In the early sun glow, I do have a squash growing here. In here, it's a zucchini that has yet to put on any flowers. I had to cut this back. All of these are new leaves because what I sprayed turned brown and dropped off. My okra is reviving itself because I had to cut off a lot of the leaves, as you could see looking at the stem, and so this is pretty much coming back too. Oh look, there's some okra there, and let me see, I better harvest. I don't know how big that particular variety gets, but I think I'm going to harvest it just to promote more growth and to keep it from getting woody, because it's nice and fat right there. And there's a nice flower that's getting ready to bud. But I had sprayed these and all of them turned brown. Here's some more okra. I have some coming. I have harvested a few over the weeks, just a few, 1 or 2 here and there. So I see now they're starting to produce more since I've cut off the ones that were showing up. Here I have some peanut growing, and I guess I'm gonna wait for that to die off before I harvest it, I think. I don't know. But right now I'm not gonna do anything to it. I had a whole lot of carrot that I had planted, and they were coming up beautifully, and now I only see evidence of 2. Here and here, something came in and ate them all, so I'll be replanting carrots. The Swiss chard, I harvested a lot. This was looking beautiful, you guys. It was so big and colorful with the red veins. I harvested some and then I lost a lot with the aggressive spraying. Here I have some squash planted and did not label them, so I'll just have to see if it's zucchini or the yellow squash. And back here, I planted some jicama that I'm waiting to come up. Now, jicama is a strong repellent to insects, which is why I decided to pair it with the squash. Hopefully, it'll come up in time to deter the squash from being infected with the squash vine borers, but I think they're starting to go away a little bit, so maybe I've missed that aggressive window of them. Here is my muscadine, which I found out I need 2, a male and female, which is why nothing much is going on, so I'll be purchasing another one later. Okay, we're getting ready to go down Tomato Avenue, and I want you guys to overlook the skimpiness of these pitiful tomatoes because they have chosen to live despite almost being killed, and they are doing wonderfully. Here I have, this was supposed to be a Bosque blue tomato, but obviously it's not. Now, this banana mint down here, oh, that smells so good. I love it. It tastes great too. I see I have killed the purple basil, and this is supposed to be a white beauty tomato, but I have yet to see any flowers on it, but it's still hanging in there. Here I have a Roma tomato, 2 Roma tomatoes with some basil down there at the bottom, and I'll be harvesting these things shortly. You can see I had to prune all of these dead leaves off, and luckily I was able to leave some at the top. I don't know what stopped me from spraying the tops that well, but all the bottoms got severely sprayed with that BT. Here's oxheart ox heart pink tomato. The the Martian giant tomato. I'm just noticing it's gave up. Poor baby. It was always struggling from the beginning anyway. This one is a green zebra tomato, and it's still doing well. I'm gonna stake her up so that she's more upright, but she's not touching the ground, so I'm not that concerned. And she's bouncing back great. I did fertilize everything, and I think that's helped too. Here's a Wisconsin tomato. No flowers yet. Oh, there are some flowers coming right there. There's a little bit of flowers coming. Some flowers. And oh, there's some flowers there. But that's the Wisconsin. No, the flowers are on the, yeah, the flowers are on the Wisconsin tomato. And here's a black strawberry tomato that has flowers on it. So I'll be getting something there soon. This is a Isis candy tomato. Hasn't produced anything, but I see new leaves coming on, and she's trying to hang in there. So go on, girl, grow and do your thing. This is some kind of tomato plant that I purchased from a box store, and this is actually the mother plant that it came off of that has given me tomatoes for several months now. Very prolific right here. And I don't know what kind it is, but they're cherry tomatoes. And a couple of the branches snapped off, so I just stuck them in the ground. I didn't root them or anything. Stuck them in the ground, stuck them over here, and they're taking off and doing well. They looked a little wilted and tired for a couple of days, and then they just started thriving. So that's great. There's a little container of mint. Here I have some elderberry, an elderberry bush, and I have some squash growing. If you look here, I wrapped all of the squash this time around. I wrapped them in foil at the base and buried it, the rest of the foil down. On this one, you could see that I pretty much completely buried the foil. Supposedly, that's supposed to keep the squash bugs from laying their eggs on the base. And I have a farmer friend who did that this year, and he said it worked out beautifully for him. So I'm following his lead. I thought maybe the aluminum foil would, be too hot for the squash, but then I remembered sometimes we use foil to keep things cold. So I guess it'll do what it needs to do. Right now, they've been like this for about a week, and they have not shown any signs of, like right now they're looking a little wilted, but that's just from lack of water. They haven't shown any other signs of distress, so the foil seems to not be impeding with that at all. Here are two of my my white potato beds. I think I have russet potatoes in here, and they died off a while ago. I hope I haven't let them stay in this ground and start rotting. I'm gonna be harvesting that a little while ago, but they died off, and then now I have some trying to grow again, as you can see. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna get out here and harvest them a little later today. These 3 containers are my sweet potato vines. I have the orange sweet potatoes. I think they're called Beauregard, something like that. And then I have the purple yams, the ones that the flesh is purple. So I'll be harvesting those because it's been at least probably 3.5 or 4 months since I planted them. And I'm going to also harvest some of these leaves and saute them up with some onion and garlic and make a nice little dish with those. Now, let's come on to Pepper Alley. This channel promotes the goodness in life. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And above all, prosper and be in good health.